did a trash can teach me about life? Hey, welcome everybody. It is Gabriel Montalvo, and I want to talk to you guys about something interesting that I noticed. And I'm in my backyard because I'm trying to switch it up. But around this time last year, me and my brother, we live together and we take care of our mother. And we started observing and noticing something really interesting. And it's that we had a small trash can in the kitchen for about I think that little small trash can had to been there for at least 10 years, right? And we started complaining because it seemed like as soon as you blink the trash can was full. And we were just getting tired of it because we would have to take out the trash 2 or 3 times a day, to we would have to go outside and throw it away and then put it in a new bag. So we got sick and tired of that over time. And so naturally, I told my brother, I said, Chris, we need to go and buy a bigger trash can, right? And he was like, great idea. So I go to Walmart, I get my little car and I'm go down to the home goods or homes. I don't even know what that section is. And I see the biggest indoor trash can that they have. And so I purchase it, right? And it was about 24 or 48 gallons. I don't even know what that means, right? And so I bought it. And I kid you not, right? We got it. When my brother got home, he's like, damn, this is a great trash can. And me and my brother kind of laughed at each other. We were like, we're never going to take the trash out again. And so, the first week, we would like throw away stuff just for fun, just because we didn't have to, it was about 2 or 3 times the size of our original trash can, right? But after about the second week, guess what started to happen? Guess. I just want you to guess. Leave in the comment section what do you think happened. I'm giving you 5 seconds now to leave a comment. What do you think happened? And so after about a week, guess what started happening? The trash started getting full at the same rate as the other one. And I was like, what is going on? How is there more trash now that we got a new garbage can? And it's 2 or 3 times the size of the original, but it's still getting filled up. We were still, even like up until recently, like 2 or 3 days ago, it's like I couldn't make sense of it because it was like we bought a bigger trash can and it's still getting filled at the, like, we still have to take out the trash once a day, but once or twice a day. And so I've been pondering about it for like a year. Like, what is that? Has to be something with that, right? And what I realized is that even thought buying a bigger trash can, I thought was gonna fix the problem, right? And I was like, well, a bigger trash can will fix it, right? But that wasn't the issue. There was a deeper pattern of us throwing away the trash. There was a pattern that we were not addressing. And so, Gabriel, what are you talking about? Gabriel, you got me on here for like 3 minutes talking about a trash can. And it's simple. I'm going to break it down for you. A lot of times in our lives, in order to fix certain problems that we have, we look for exterior solutions, i.e., buying a bigger trash can, instead of focusing on the internal, what we need to do to fix it internally. So let me give an example. So let's say you're in a toxic bad relationship, right? Exteriorly, if you're thinking exteriorly, you're like, well, I'm just get a new boyfriend or I'm gonna get a new girlfriend and this is gonna solve the issue. Where in reality, if you haven't fixed the pattern that caused the issue, you're going to be in the same exact situation. And so I started thinking about it, and it's so true. It's like you're complaining about your room being dirty, right? And you think that the solution is to hire a housekeeper. And yes, the housekeeper may temporarily fix or clean up your room, right? But it's still not going to fix the interior pattern that's causing your room to be dirty in the first place. So, where does this apply to Gabriel's life? This probably applies to a lot of places in my life. So, another pattern is you think that you're going to make a lot more money doing this type of job, right? Where in reality, it's not that you needed a job with more money. You needed to fix your money habits, your money patterns that were not good for you. So, I think for me at this stage in my life, there's a lot of things. Let me tell you the story real quick. I had a friend and they owned a restaurant, right? And, they weren't making sales, they weren't selling that much food. And what I realized was one day they came to me and they told me, they were like, you know what, we really need a bigger space, a better location, and all of this. But me observing and looking out, the issue wasn't that they didn't have the issue wasn't that they didn't have a good product. The issue was that they weren't managing their business well. And so a lot of times we think, oh no, I have to switch a location, I have to move somewhere else, I have to, switch it up. But in reality, we have to look at inside of ourselves to see what the real issue is. And so I wanna I'm trying not to sound like a preacher and say I wanna encourage you, but I want you to take a moment and get a piece of paper now. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to get a piece of paper as I'm saying this. And I really want you to write down at least one thing in your life that you have an issue with. It could be your finances, it could be your career, it could be, all of these things, right? And I want you to write down one issue that you're having. And I want to challenge you to change the perspective and ask yourself, if nothing else, if exteriorly nothing of this change, what would I need to fix? What is it that I need to fix that does not require an exterior solution, right? It could be money. Instead of, you might be thinking about getting a new job, where in reality, you got to fix your money habit. Listen, I'm going to tell you this: old cars don't take you to new places. You know what I'm saying? In order to get to the place that you want to be, that vehicle, that operating system that you've used, you need to update it. You need to upgrade it. And I'm speaking for myself. Um, do some healing work, go to therapy, read some positive books, you know, make a new circle of friends. And all of this, I'm living all of this right now, journal, start the process of like really changing your perspective on a lot of the things that you're facing. So let me know your thoughts about this video. I just want to encourage you. I am preaching to myself. Like, I'm giving y'all this medicine, I'm giving it to myself. So I just want to encourage you guys that you can do it. You can achieve it. And I believe in you. And that's just what we got to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. I read every single comment, and I just want you to know before the end of this video, I love you and I'm glad that you are here. See you guys next time.